Hello everybody. Welcome to the IGDA podcast May Meetup. Today we have a couple speakers from different games industry associations from around Finland. First up we have Häll from IGDA Finland. Then after Häll we have Teemu Kokkonen from Finnish Game Jam organization. And after that we have Milla from Game Makers of Finland. And they get to talk a bit about themselves and what they do, what they represent, and basically whatever they come up with. We came them pretty much pretty open-ended questions that, hey, who are you? And that's what we're gonna find out a bit later. Other than that, we are doing a basic IGDA Finland event, so we follow the code of conduct, and we hope so that everyone in the chats and in the discords do also. And if you are only at YouTube, you can follow us you can join us at discords also for chats after this event or after this speaking after the talks, basically. Yeah, that's gonna happen. So yeah, without further ado, I think I was slotted 15 minutes to talk here on my own, but I think 15 minutes is gonna be way too long on my own. So I'm gonna bring at couple seconds Häll there after he has finished drinking that thing. No worries. I will bring Häll here so I won't be so lonely.
Hello, everybody. You made it sound really suspicious, like after he finishes drinking his thing.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. It was maybe orange juice. Maybe
it's some sort of a mysterious black liquid by some mysterious company.
Yes,
yes. No ad revenue here, so won't mention any names though.
Yes, none. Yeah. We don't get any ad revenue.
Unfortunately, not. One day maybe.
Yes.
Although we are non-profit, so I don't know how that would work. So it's a little iffy, if you ask me.
We can put it back into our volunteers and into our events.
Well, there you go. Exactly. Yeah. Really good. I gotta say, thank you for the introductions, and I gotta say, you squeezed 50 minutes into 1 minute. That is actually quite impressive in a way.
Yes, I was hoping that I could come up with 50 minutes of banter, but I ran short. I was thinking I have to intro the people. So Häll and Teemu and Milla and then code of contact, and I think that's about it. I think that you don't need any much. Don't need too much else.
Short and sweet. Why use many words when few words do trick?
Yes, one good also. One picture also good. Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Also, like I don't know, am I really dark? Can you see it normally? Like on my screen, it's really, really dark.
I think you are fine. You are a bit in the darker side, but it's fine.
I'm a dark, mysterious man.
Yes, and you have cookies probably there.
I hope so. I have a Finnish banana.
Finnish banana, homemade banana.
Not Finnish banana would probably be it would taste really rubbish, or probably wouldn't taste at all actually. Like Finnish tomatoes, not a lot of taste there. But I don't think people came here maybe to hear about Finnish bananas and tomatoes.
Maybe not. We got some couple of minutes of banter in here at the beginning. So Häll, I think the floor is yours. You can start. I can bring up the presentation and I can go quiet myself at the same time.
Okay, fair enough. I can go. Let me give a little sip to get this old throat up and running. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, you should see the screen. It looks good on my part at least. So hello and welcome to IGDA Kotka event, and I'm going to be telling you a little bit about IGDA and this being an IGDA event. I would hope some of you at least know what IGDA is, but we're gonna talk about that a little bit. But first, I'm gonna talk about myself. just a quick intro about myself. So my name is Häll. I'm your average nerd. I used to do board games, tabletop games, think Warhammer, Warzone, that kind of stuff, role-playing games since I was a wee lad. My dad had one of these sexy bad boys when I was a kid. It was actually, this looks way fancier than what I had, or what my dad had when I was a kid. But I remember my very first video game experiences came with a computer, not unlike this one. I was not tall enough to actually use it properly, so I had to stand on a chair and reach out for the keys. And there was no Windows. What graphical user interface? Psh, get out of here. It was MS-DOS. It was like DOS. And I had to I remember typing like Red Baron.exe and enter. And I got into this game, Red Baron. It was a flight sim. I was a kid. I was stupid. I didn't understand what was going on. But I remember there was a lot of colors. I got to fly. I got to shoot a machine gun. Sometimes things exploded. Mostly me, because I didn't know how to play. But still had explosions. So that was amazing. I really, really quite enjoyed it. And that was what kind of got me hooked into games. Apart from that, I mean, like I said, I've been playing and hosting, especially RPG, like pen and paper RPGs for most of my life, creating worlds and stories and stuff like that. And but then I went to study some photography, became a freelance photographer for 7 years. It's a side gig. I did some set design and made was part of like musical theater like productions. I was part of three different productions. But then something happened. Life went upside down. I broke up with a long-term girlfriend, and obviously, when you break up after a long relationship, what do you want to do? You want to leave the country. I want to leave Finland. So I want to get as far as possible. Australia looked pretty good. It's not exactly on the other side of the planet, but close enough. So I went there, did all sorts of job stuff, traveling around Australia. I was like construction, bus driver, cleaner. I had this beautiful arc in a restaurant. I started a dishwasher, became a sous chef, then I became a waiter, and then I broke my hand, and that arc was done. Then I was on a farm. I trained horses. I took care of cattle. I was castrating bulls, which is a really good reminder when I'm bored in an office and I'm like, well, I could be in the rain cutting the balls of an animal, which is not happy about it again. So, it's been like, pros and cons. But yeah, after a couple of years, I came back to Finland. Photography had dried up, ended up in IT sales. I worked with e-invoicing. I'm really sorry. Every time I talk about it, I yawn because it's so boring. And it was so boring back then. It's still very boring. So let's not talk about that anymore. But you're probably wondering, like, what does it have to do with IGDA? What are you talking about your history? Well, because it's this point, I by accident, it ended up in an IGDA Helsinki event. I just passed the bar and I was like, what? A Finnish game? What? There's an industry in Finland? What? Okay, so I went to look, and I went there a couple of times as a patron. This is a long time ago. And then I became a volunteer after a couple of times and started doing that. But then, so I kept doing that. I was a volunteer at IGDA Helsinki. But then I got all of a sudden a job offer from Scotland, and I was like, "Lol, why not? Let's go." Technical translations, about as exciting as the other thing I'm not going to say because otherwise I'd yawn again. Then I found IGDA Scotland. I helped there. I was a volunteer there, helped organize quite a few events, and saw a very different side of IGDA, to be honest. And I'm going to come back why it's so different from the Finnish one. And then I came back to Finland after a few years. Continued working, and I really kind of threw myself into IGDA and started organizing events and staying active with the people. Became a coordinator. I ended up running a cafe for a while wondering what to do, but I was like, hey, wait a minute. I play games. I plan games. I host games. I love games. Why am I not working with games? So kind of via IGDA, I realized I could study into this. So I applied to Metropolia in game studies, and I got in there, and which was my second step after IGDA towards the game industry. It was a very short step because I'm still there. I'm teaching game design there these days. So I didn't get far away from Metropolia, but life is what it is. Now I have a small game-oriented consultation company. We do some. We made a game for the new children's hospital, helped some devs make vertical slices of their game concept and so on. But throughout all of this, for the past, I would say almost closer to a decade now, like it's been like 8, 7. It's been a lot of years. I don't want to count, to be honest. But the thing that has stayed constant is IGDA Finland. I started with just going to the events as a patron. I became a volunteer at IGDA Helsinki. Then I became a coordinator at IGDA Helsinki. Then I was on the board of IGDA Finland, and now I am the chair of IGDA Finland. So hello, I'm Helli. I'm the chair of IGDA Finland. That was a very long introduction. But just really quickly, that wasn't enough to do. So I not long ago joined the Game Makers of Finland, and I'm a board member there. Game Makers of Finland is a wonderful, and as far as I know, the first game dev specialized union in the world. But I won't talk about that more because Milla, the Game Makers of Finland superstar, will talk about more about that later on. So that's kind of me. Now you know me, honestly, probably more than you wanted to know. But hey, here we are. But let's talk about IGDA. First of all, what does IGDA mean? So the name comes from International Game Developers Association, and that should give you a pretty good idea of what IGDA is about. So the official mission statement is a little boring. IGDA supports and empowers game developers around the world in achieving fulfilling and sustainable careers. It's a little prim and proper, right? But like the way I like to put it is this: like, we're not here for the companies, we're not here for the games, we're here solely for the devs, from hobbyists to industry experts. We're essentially run by devs, so it's one of those for devs by devs kind of situation, and we're pushing for the good of all devs. This is true throughout IGDA, but especially so in IGDA Finland. So who does IGDA serve? A lot of kind of people. It takes all kinds, like absolutely all sorts of people to make games these days. They're massive undertakings. There's a couple of smaller indies, yeah, sure, but like in general, it takes a lot of people to make a game. A lot of skill sets. So we have like the basics. We got the managers, the writers, designers, artists, programmers, audio, all that stuff. But then, if you start looking further, there's QA, there's localization, there's marketing, business, blah, blah, blah. And then if you go even further, you got education, streaming, what else? Tech, press, media, and it's a whole ecosystem of its own. And as IGDA, and especially I speak mostly of IGDA Finland because that's what I know the best. So in Finland, we have like members and patrons of all sorts of people, from QA to HR. We have sort of composers to office dogs. This is Uno, the office dog of Remedy, who would be, I'm sure, happy to meet all of you. Unfortunately, it's not physically possible now, but maybe one day, who knows? But yeah, so we have all kinds of people within IGDA. But this is all pretty basic, good to know stuff, but you probably have an idea about. So let's take a deeper look at IGDA Finland specifically. But before we can get to what IGDA Finland is, it ties so neatly and tightly into the game industry of Finland and its history that we need to do a really quick and dirty, simplified history lesson about the Finnish game industry. There's two big factors. Number one is the demo scene. This was essentially a bunch of nerds who wanted to make cool stuff on their computers. The main drive was to push the technology as far as it could go and make cool shit and impress other nerds. That's essentially what it was. Like it might not look like much now, but it was pretty mind-blowing back in the day. And some of the demos are still kind of crazy how small they can make them, how efficient. But this whole demo scene had such lasting cultural waves in Finland and worldwide that in 2020, last year, UNESCO added the Finnish demo scene on their list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity, which is pretty slick for a bunch of nerds, hey? I think so, at least. That's really cool. Anyway, on with the history. Then these people started growing up and entering the workforce. Their hobbies died out, but some of them were like, hey, well, why don't we make this thing into our job? So they started to push the technology with the idea of making like big proper games. So we end up with stuff like Max Payne. And from there on, we've just been like pushing forward. But now we got like city builders, we've got like console games, we got VR games, we got AAA games. Starting with Max Payne, ending Control, kind of ties up nicely. And now lately, and lastly, is Returnal from Housemarque that came out not long ago. Something I've been sinking in many hours into lately. Very good game. If you have a chance, really solid. I recommend it. But this was a very simple version of how things went down, and this was the number one, the other leg of the Finnish game industry history. The other one we're going to get to is this. Let's start with a question. How many of you have had a Nokia phone at some point? Like maybe some of you are too young to have had it, but like it's most people know Nokia. Nokia had heaps and heaps of people working for them. Then Nokia went down, as some of you might remember. A lot of engineers, people just, they ended up without a job. A lot of them just went to work wherever they could. But a good few of them started their own companies. And this was about the same time as smartphones happened. And that was a whole new untapped market. And we had heaps of knowledge and a decent head start. So things started happening. In the coming years, we had, I don't know, games like Clash of Clans, Hill Climb Racing, Angry Birds. Almost forgot the name of Angry Birds. What's up with that? And a bunch of others. If you think about it, global perspective, mobile games alone generated around 35 billion in turnover in 2016. The share of the Finnish developers of this pie was roughly 7%, which is insane when you think how small of a country we are. It is kind of mind-boggling. So some quick facts about the industry right now. We have like a little bit over 200 companies. That keeps fluctuating between 200 and 300 because, some of them merge, some of them people just change places and people we have working is over 3,000. We're encroaching to 3,500 right now. Interestingly enough, we have over a quarter, 27%, if I recall correctly, are foreigners because we just simply don't have enough devs in Finland to kind of enter the workforce. And we have a total revenue of over 2.5 billion euros, which is not bad for a little over 3,000 people. So that was the second leg. So we have demo scene and mobile, and that's kind of what made the Finnish game industry. Okay, so that is all cool. Well, what does that have to do with IGDA Finland? So throughout all of this, the Finnish game dev scene has been pretty small and quite tight. The demo scene kids, they knew each other. And then we had the mobile people, and they knew each other. But then these people, they started mingling, hanging out together. They started to kind of foster a familiar scene where it felt like everyone was working towards a common goal. What's good for the Finnish game industry is good for all of us. That was kind of the unofficial mantra. And this has stayed true even when the industry has been growing. If you compare it to other countries where companies are zealously rigid about talking to other game companies, this is something very, very unique. When I was in Scotland, I can't name any companies, but there's a big company that may or may not have made a game about stealing cars. I don't know. I'm not saying anything. I'm just throwing it out there. These people, when people were joining or coming to the events, so the company told them, listen, we can't officially tell you not to go to the event, but if you do go, you can't talk about anything you do at work. You can't talk about the game in any way. You can't talk about the company. You can't talk about the company culture. You can't mention anything about it. And you can only talk about yourself, which is the complete opposite of Finland. And even now, as the Finnish game industry is as big as it has ever been, it is still a community. There is still camaraderie there. And now I'm not just tooting our own horn for fun, but for over a decade, well over a decade, we've been here to help this community grow. And by far the most important mission is to give the Finnish game developers a place where to gather and keep those friendships and connections alive. And we do that every month. Well, we did that every month before the pandemic. Now it's been a little bit weird, but hopefully we'll get back to it soon though. Where, when, who, how, what? Really quickly, we're in Finland from Helsinki to Rovaniemi, Turku to Kajaani. We've got 13 different hubs around the country, and at each of these locations, we do what we can to help the devs, local devs, in any way we can. But we're also growing, so we're gonna get 2 new hubs in a year. Lappeenranta and Outokumpu looks like it, and on top of that, we've started the very first purely digital hub that is not restricted by geographical constraints, but they will be making online content for IGDA Finland. We are a non-profit organization. Everything is done by volunteers. We've got some industry veterans to newbies. We've all kinds of people, starting their game dev journey. They all come here, and all of you, everybody, is more than welcome to visit. If you want to go further than that, you can sign up as a volunteer. All of our active volunteers have ended up in the game industry, each and every one of them. The active ones all go into the industry. Helsinki, really quickly, like I mentioned, we had monthly meetups in Kamppi. That was before the pandemic, but these were 300 to 600 people every month. We had seminars about everything, from starting a game company to level design, from monetization to the state of the industry, and everything between those. It's just a bunch of devs, and it's free to come. And lastly, something that students often appreciate, we usually have some free drinks. But don't worry, it's not a booze fest, it's a meetup. So we also serve non-alcoholic mocktails and stuff like that. And speaking of meetups, I'm going to be talking about something that is pretty important about the meetups. It's a dirty word, we all know. It's networking. I know. It's not the most exciting thing around, and that's why I want to talk about totally not networking. See, entirely different, right? So let's say what networking is. Well, usually when people talk about networking, they mean contacts, opportunities, market yourself, stay in the know, yada 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 yada. But who cares about that, right? That's boring. I don't really believe in strictly professional networking, where people go around slapping business cards in your hand and handing out CVs like they're going out of fashion. That's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is not networking. I firmly believe that the best kind of getting to know others is casual hanging out, and that's what our meetups essentially are. A bunch of nerds hanging out, talking about nerd stuff. We have all kinds of people in our meetups: 2D artists, 3D artists, animators, writers, sound designers, composers, UX designers, game designers, HR, producers, just honestly, everything you can think of, they're all there. And you can talk about all sorts of fun things with these people, from films to games, from music to technical details. I've learned so much and had a great time doing so at our meetups by just talking with random people. It is absolutely amazing. But also equally as important is that we provide a place for people to keep in touch with their old colleagues. Like I said earlier, there's over between 3,000 and 3,500 people working within the game industry in Finland, and that's not a lot when it feels like a lot, but it's not that much when you think about it. So that means that there's a lot of people who have worked in many different companies, and they have made some friends here and there, but then they change the company, and it's easy to kind of fall out of contact with these people. So we provide a venue, a forum, a place for them to keep those old connections alive and steady, and have a good time while doing that. This is kind of like a key part of the IGDA Finland's culture, and it's something we've been very carefully cultivating for over a decade now. So that's our meetups, and that's what we're going for and what we do. But I also like to mention, like I said, you can volunteer if you want. Like I mentioned, IGDA Finland is entirely run by volunteers, and we're always looking for more people who have a passion of not only keeping the Finnish game industry as good as it is, but also push it to be better. So what do we have to offer our volunteers? It's a great place to learn new skills in a very supported community, in a professional-esque surroundings, from streaming and making videos to photography and web design, from event organizing and writing to running an organization and social media. Whatever your passion is, whatever you want to do, we got you covered, and we'll be happy to have you with us and support you to test and try those things out. We also have a fun community. We have great volunteer events. These are different from the meetup. So these are just for the volunteers within IGDA Finland. Normally we go to different hubs around Finland, and then we talk about relevant issues or whatever our volunteers want to talk about. And then we go to a restaurant, IGDA Finland pays, and we have a good meal with good people and a good time. But during COVID, we've ordered food for our volunteers back at home, and then we go for our Minecraft server, like IGDA Finland's own Minecraft server, where we play around and just goof around as a group, because it's fun. And there's always room for good people. So don't hesitate to reach out if you have something. And that's kind of what I had to say. Thank you for listening. If you got any questions, if you want some advice, if you want some feedback, hell, if you have some feedback, happy to hear you. Reach out and let's talk. That's pretty much me, I reckon.
Good. It's nice to hear such a passionate speech about games industry and about IGDA, of course. It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure.
I can tell you, I did some of my thesis. Half of my thesis was about the Finnish game industry and its history. So it is a topic very near my heart. So I could talk about that a fair amount.
I probably have to. Probably your thesis is online also, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it's there for everyone to see. Oh
yes, you would. I probably have to abuse that with my students, so let them examine it and read it fully. It's 100 pages, right?
It's 150. No, it's not. It's I spent so much time. I tried to get page limit as well. I don't remember 50 pages or something. Half of it is history. Half of it is what it is to be a producer and what kind of producer kind of like tools you can use to be a better producer. So if that helps out, be my guest.
Yeah, it's probably have a task that they have to summarize it in 7 words or something like that.
Here, you gotta read this thesis and learn it by heart. You got time until tomorrow. Go.
Good. Yeah, that is actually something that I probably have to remember later on with the students.
Yeah. Really quickly, I'll add someone. I think it's you pointed out that I miss in the list Satakunta?
Yeah, I think Satakunta was like on the old with the old name.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. That hub has changed name. That is my bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Satakunta.
Yes, Satakunta is pay respect to Satakunta. F in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Press F, definitely. But yeah, that's like, if anyone wants to do, I don't know why someone would want to talk about the Finnish game industry's history. If you do, you're a little bit loony like me, and that's cool. I'm happy to talk about it. But if you have any questions about IGDA Finland, if you have any pointers or if like anything about it, more than happy to talk and answer any questions.
Yeah.
Or if you want to be a volunteer, if you have something that you would want to do in IGDA or you think that IGDA should do, again, more than happy to hear about that, because we want to evolve and we need to change it with the times, and we need to serve our all the devs. So I think and I hope that I'm sure there are like already devs in the audience, but I'm sure that, and I hope that there's a lot of future devs in the audience. So we need to keep an eye for your like point of view and your rights and your stuff as well. So really happy to kind of serve you as a demographic as well.
Yeah, I think we are planning to have if people have questions, they can figure them out right now. Molten over, type in the chat in the Discord general channel or in the YouTube chat. I can print it out, but I think we were planning, so we at the end we bring out the questions for everyone. So we have a couple of questions already pre-planted to us, which we can ask. Which we can ask. Have a bit of a panel in the end, or so to speak. Couple of general questions to everyone, and a couple straight personal questions which we can go through at the end.
Okay, that sounds like, I don't know if you can tell to your viewers, but this is not being this is not pre-planned. This is very free-form. Has all good content.
Yes, the IGDA is bit relaxed. It's not too serious. There might be some serious events, but this is not one of those.
Yeah.
At least normally IGDA Kotka events are not this serious. Like we had the schedule already. We had people planned to speak at certain times. I was 10 minutes too early with your Häll, and then I don't know. And then Teemu was now preparing themselves mentally that hey, I'm 15 minutes too early now. And then it's gonna be a bit more worse with Milla, who said, okay, I'm gonna be ready in an hour. Okay, yeah, sure. So I think we gotta have a bit more slight bander at least.
That's fine. I mean, I feel like everyone has known. It's been over a year now with the pandemic.
Yes.
So I feel like an online events, and I feel like it's not the first online event. It won't be the last online event that almost said fun line event, but fun line.
Yeah.
Why not? Online event that will have a little bit of a hassle. It's just part of this, and I feel like everybody knows that by now. It's all good. It's all good.
Yes, it is also good.
Yeah. But so I don't, like I said earlier with this thing, we don't have any ad revenue or anything. But if we need to have some banner, I really want to mention Returnal, because I've been putting hours and hours into that game. It is such a good game. If you have a PS5, which I know it's probably not the super likely because it's been a little difficult to get it. But if you do have it, you I don't want to say you owe it to yourself, but I kind of do, because it is a very pretty game. It is a very smooth game, and the gameplay is chef's kiss. I thoroughly recommend it. Maybe one of my top 3 top 2 games of the year so far, easily.
Yeah. Good. I think we want to bring in Teemu at this point, just to fill in with the banter. Teemu can then, when Teemu feels ready to talk give the speech, then he can talk. But we can have a little bit of intro to Teemu also. Welcome, Teemu.
Welcome, Teemu.
Hey everyone. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. Tell so Teemu is from the Finnish Game Jam organization, which actually I think yes, from Teemu, yes. There, down there. There's some couple logos around here.
I just made this background like in 5 minutes. Like I can be your your angel or I can be your devil.
Ooh, edgy. I was gonna say that's actually a pretty smooth, minimalistic little. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, whipped it out in 5 minutes."
I mean, also like this VHS cover.
I know it's so good.
Radio. Yeah,
I feel like mine is way too like sort of fancy stuff. I feel like
that's fine. I'm just like I'm a little bit sad that it's just black and white. But anyway, you only had something to say.
Yeah. So Teemu is the chair of Finnish Game Jam organization, which is actually so basically there was IGDA Global, then there was IGDA Finland, and I think at some point the Global Game Jam, which is basically similar to IGDA Global, but the global part of Game Jams. So it's Teemu's really gonna tell. Teemu's gonna probably tell this all what I'm explaining right now. But the Finnish Game Jam is technically a special interest group of IGDA at the beginning, technically. But Teemu probably can tell more about that a bit later. But Panther, Teemu, have you played Returnal?
I haven't played. Unfortunately, I haven't played Returnal. I haven't even looked a stream of it. I have heard really good things about it, so I can also like recommend it. Like,
I would say the less you know, the better the experience. So don't look into it too much if you're gonna play it at some point.
I mean, I got a PS4 like last year when Death Stranding came out, so like my PS5 is probably gonna be in like 20 years or so. So
fair enough. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So now you can watch, and then you'll forget it by the time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's very true.
That's basically it.
Yeah. But actually, you mentioned the special interest groups. That was something I was considering if I should mention about the IGDAs. We have a lot of special interest groups. Special interest groups are a little weird because so IGDA Finland is, like the name says, based in Finland. It's about Finland and Finnish devs and blah blah blah. But special interest groups are different. They're global things, and there's a lot of them. And like if you have a sort of niche thing about game development, I swear that there will be a special interest group out there for you. If by some weird happenstance happens that there isn't, you're more than welcome to create one. And we do some stuff. We had like a art day not long ago with the Art Sig, where we had students and not just students, but mostly students and some other people sending their artwork for professional like industry experts, like artists, to review and give feedback and sort of to these people, and that was pretty cool. So the SIGs, special interest groups, as we call them, SIGs, they're alive and well, and they do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I think there was even one for localization.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. And I think that's also one topic that Teemu probably covers if he covers it. Yeah. I think we have had some more. I think we filled a little bit more time, so we maybe can have Teemu take the floor.
Yeah, I can start. Like I'm gonna like at this point admit that I just updated some of our old slides, so I'm just gonna run down a little bit of Finnish Game Jam, and then you're gonna close your eyes, and I'm gonna tell a little bit of my own past. But anyway, we can proceed to this.
I mean, you can't have a longer intro than I did, and I feel like I had way too much, so you're gonna do better.
Yeah.
Put up your share so I can pull it up.
Oh yeah. That's what you were waiting for.
Yes, that is what currently.
It helps.
It helps a bit.
You can't. What?
Also, yes. Now I can get it.
I'm just gonna also. Yeah. Oh wait, that's not that. That's the button. There we go.
Yes. Now Häll will go with the waiting room, and you get the floor on your own.
Thank you.
Have a good one, Teemu.
Yep. Thanks. See you in a moment. Anyway, thank you, Joni. So my name is Teemu Kokkonen. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Finnish Game Jam. Like I mentioned, these are going to be slides from last year's August, I think. So if there's some old stuff, then don't mind that. But anyway, let's shortly talk about what are game jams basically at the beginning. So Game Jam is an accelerated opportunistic game creation event where a game is created in a relatively short time frame. So you explore given design constraints and the end results are shared publicly. So these red colored keywords are the things that you should know from this. And this is from our previous president, Anna-Kaisa Kultima. So this is her description on the game jams. And so basically what we're doing is doing like fast stuff in a short time frame, like doing a accelerated development cycle. So we're doing a vertical slice in a short time frame, and we're going to share the results after that. So this is the game jams. Like you probably have heard music jams, or the term at least. Game jams are the improvisation and the jams of game development. And game jams are spaces for creatives to get together, just like Jonas Häll said earlier about IGDA meetings. Game jams are also spaces in a little bit different context for creatives to get together. So that's the thing. What are the benefits of jams? So I don't know what kind of people we have here, but if you are at the start of your career, if you are just like interested in game development, or if you're already in the industry, there's a lot of benefits of jams for you, I'm pretty sure. So you can learn stuff. So having the time constraint will like force you to learn the essential, and you get to apply what you learn. You get to apply it pretty quickly. Whatever you do in jams, they are shared publicly, so this is good for your portfolio as well. So when you're interviewing, for example, for a game company, they will like if you have a lot of projects in your portfolio, be they game jam games or anything else, that's going to help you. Continuing with the networking theme as well. So networking is also one benefit of it. So basically, my personal favorite type of game jam is the one, or like the game jam group is the one where you know the least amount of people. So because during that one weekend, if you are doing a 1 weekend game jam, you will know these people a lot better, and you will probably remember them for the rest of your life. And like you might meet up later in your careers and something, and then that'll be like you know how they are working and what they do. So if you are in the industry already, game jams are good for testing new ideas and experiment, and you have like creative freedom in jams. So basically you can do the things that you're not allowed to do at work. So you can kind of try and see what you can do, and you might have some inspiration from something, and you can kind of just put it without anyone saying that this is not a viable product. You can just make it and see how it works without the financial pressure, basically. It's basically just the fun parts of game development. So you get to actually make stuff only, so you don't have the pre-production stuff necessarily that much. You don't have to worry about polishing the game. You don't have to worry about necessarily all the bug fixes that there are. You don't have to worry about those. You don't have to worry about the marketing either, and you don't have to worry about the success of the game. It's just the fun parts of the development. And for companies, one of the benefits is that you can also recruit people from game jams. So you definitely, if you follow a team or see like what kind of stuff people are doing, you during the week, and not only the results, but during the weekend, you get to see people at their kind of best, or how they perform under stress, and how they perform if they're motivated. So you get a pretty good kind of recruitment material, in sense that you get to see people and potential in the jammers there. this is also for jammers. Basically, you shouldn't have take stress out of this, so don't worry too much about it. It's not that necessarily that's kind of wide practice yet, but might be. But anyway, just like there, it's for companies. It's a good place to see what kind of people there are, and for jammers, there's kind of good place to get to show what you can do. Kind of connects to the portfolio thing, and also just learning how games are made is one of the benefits. So if you are haven't done games yet, if you're just done them by hobby, or if you're interested in game development, it's a great way to learn how games are made. So you can stick with a group, for example, or a team, and if you don't know, you can just do anything in a game jam team. You can be the coffee maker for the team, or support character there if you want, or you can do just like a single feature, or you can do just a couple of lines of code. But basically, that you get access to this project, you can kind of just learn, and you can quickly see how it's kind of building up. You can definitely learn how the games are made in a faster schedule that you might learn elsewhere. And yeah, but yeah, Johnny did kind of side this topic. So Global Game Jam in Finland. So Global Game Jam is the I'd say most popular game jam in the world. So it's as the name suggests, it's done in all around the world at the same time. So it's usually at the end of January, and it's one weekend, and you have 72 hours. Hold on, or 48 hours. But anyway, you started on Friday, you end on Sunday, and it's 48 hours. But anyway, you start on Friday and you end up on a Sunday, and you make a game based on a theme. So how is Finland doing or how the Global Game Jam, or the how the Global Game Jam is growing in Finland? And by extension, I'm gonna just quickly go back. So Finnish Game Jam is an event of Global Game Jam. So Finnish Game Jam is the kind of Finnish branch of Global Game Jam. so we're kind of the umbrella for all the sites in Finland. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. But anyway, in Finland, we started in 2010, and there were like 98 jammers, and then we grew pretty steadily. And there in 2018 we had 943 jammers and 26 sites. I'm gonna guess that I have the stats slide a little bit later there. Yeah, but anyway, this tells that Finland is pretty much at the top of the world in game jamming as well. If we look at the games created at Global Game Jam, this is from 2016 when 2016 where we're kind of per million people we made the most amount of games. Finnish Game Jam 21. So this is the last year's stats. So we had sponsor Huawei for this year, and we had 200 games and 700 jammers. So if you look at this one, it's a little bit kind of plateaued there, but this was the first fully online game jam or Global Game Jam that we had. You can guess the reason why, but there was like, I'm pretty sure people are kind of tired of online events sometimes. So we didn't have that big of a participation, but we did have really good amount of jammers, and we had a lot of games, and we had a good time there. And like I mentioned, Finnish Game Jam, so FGJ 21 was an umbrella for the Global Game Jam in Finland. We've done this since 2010. We are a quite sizable community. We have kind of being in the Finnish Game Jam or FGJ event kind of anchors you to the Finnish game ecosystem. Kind of, you are part of the Finnish game industry when you're participating in this. And when we kind of work as an umbrella for the kind of sites that we have around the cities, so the Global Game Jam consists of sites that are arranged in cities. there's less competition between cities. So like we're all friends under this kind of unified umbrella, and so well, there might be playful competition, but like it's not serious. No one is competing for resources basically. And when we have this kind of this umbrella as well, we also make kind of Finnish Game Jam does the Finnish Game Jam awards, so we have like shared awards. And when we have got the Suomi Palkinto, Suomi award, this is all kind of shared visibility in press. So the awards that we give there for kind of for everyone, and for the visibility that we get, that's also for everyone. Like someone is doing a jam site in Kuopio or Kotka or Kouvola, and like when some Finnish Game Jam is mentioned in the news, then it's also like, hey, it's our side as well, kind of there, because that's what we consist of. But yeah, it creates equal opportunities for kind of everyone to jam and organize game jam. So you don't have to have massive amounts of kind of resources to organize a jam in a smaller city, for example. And like, because we have like sometimes sponsor money, and maybe for sites as well, and you get like the swag, and you get the name tags, and you get the shirts and everything. So this is all kind of fun and games. So just gonna go. But yeah, Joni actually mentioned that there's around linked our Discord server, and there's like around 1,000 people. Some people left after the global game jam, so we're like 995 or something. So if you join, there's a chance that we don't see offline members again. So let's aim for that. So anyway, Finnish Game Jam organization. So what the heck is the organization about? So we do other stuff than Finnish Game Jam or Global Game Jam as well. So this is just a collection of some jams that we have done. So we've had like Teemu Kokkonen Game Jam, Museo Game Jam. We've had 0 Hour Game Jam when the clocks are turned, and like you start at 3 a.m. and you end at 3 a.m. and there's like 1 hour of invisible time there. We've done a Sami Game Jam, Quantum Wheel, and other quantum jams as well. And we are part of Assembly Game Jam, so we do it, or we do Assembly Game Jam, so we're a part of Assembly usually as well. Summer traditionally, and we are at Pocket Gamer, for example. We do Pocket Jam, and then we have done like some stuff like Veikkaus Game Jam, for example, or had a 7 hour Game Jam, 7 tunnin jamit. So that was kind of a little bit more public one. We also had a Edu Game Jam. But anyway, these are all kinds of different jams that we arranged. We have arranged during the years and during a year. We also have like stunt jams. So for example, Jam Bike. This was in 2017, but I think it's public information now that they're doing this again. So Jam Bike is coming up again. So these folks are Samuli and Jonna are riding a tandem bike and coding a game during on that, and this time they're riding around Finland. So they're riding through the IGDA hubs of Finland and kind of getting some feels and doing something for the passive atmosphere of Corona times and so on. But yeah, you should definitely look forward to this one as well. This is gonna happen this year. You're gonna probably learn about it more later. We also recently took up the Pride Game Jam, so we're part of Helsinki Pride. All this is last year's dates, so don't worry about those. It's happening this year again, so we're gonna be have a Pride Game Jam Helsinki 2021 as well. So that's gonna be a thing, and we don't have to have a Pride Game Jam just to we hope that all of our jams are safe space for everyone to participate. So you don't just have to, if you feel like this might be just the thing for you, that's awesome, and you should definitely participate with pride. But that like you can also safely participate in all of the jams that we have. So that's our kind of vision as well, that we want to have a safe space for everyone in our jams, in all of our jams. But yeah, Pocket Jam is here as well. This is also last year's date because this this presentation is based on the Pocket Jam 5 presentation. So this is about the time that these slides were last presented. But Pocket Jam is going to happen this year as well. So Pocket Gamer Connect Helsinki is probably going to be digital this year as well. So we're going to just stick there as a digital jam again. So just a couple of mentions. So how the game jams kind of tie into the indie scene in Finland. So game jams in Finland are usually not competitive. So like you don't have this kind of the jams are like, when you do a jam, you don't have this specific criteria that you need to aim for, as in like in a competition. So this is kind of where the freedom comes in Finnish game jams, that you get to do whatever you want without the pressure of competition. And some of the games that have been done in Finnish game jams do, however, kind of end up being competitive enough, or like being well polished enough for marketing and for basically for further production, so to speak. One of these are, for example, Babais You. You have probably heard of this. So this is Arvi Teikari with the nickname Hempuli. There's a GIF of the old jam build, and then there's a screenshot of the actual released game there. And this was a Nordic Game 2017 winner. This is not actually in a Finnish, like not in our jams, but this is a game from Game Jams. So Babais You is a good example of a Finnish game that is born from Game Jams. Another one, just an example, is like Full Season from Twisted Arc. This was in Global Game Jam 2018, so basically a Finnish game jam, and they made this game during the jam, and then like they hadn't found a company. They were kind of stress testing the team that they had. So they made this game in there, and then they founded a company. The game became their first soft launch product, basically. The screenshot is not from the jam build; it's actually from the Google Play page. You can download it as well if you want, but that's another example. But that's pretty much from what I had from the games. Here's a couple of links for the Finnish indie and game dev scene. So basically, these Facebook pages, you most likely are following these, but if you're not, these are the ones to go. And then there's the Games Finland Slack server as well. So you definitely should check that out. There's you can find discussion on game development topics and events and recruiting and everything else. So that's something to look out for. And for Finnish Game Jam, we're finishgamejam.com. Then we're Finnish Game Jam on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch as well. We're actually also on YouTube, with the same name. Kind of predictable, I'd say. Our social media presence has been a little bit quiet recently, but we're looking to ramp that up. And actually, if you are interested in participating, you might think like how can I get into this stuff? How can I be a Finnish Game Jam volunteer? I want to get into the organization. The best way is to join the Discord server. We're looking for volunteers constantly. We just kind of don't know how to communicate that to the people. But there's also a volunteer channel there. You can drop a interaction or something like that there. And we're also posting volunteer kind of requests there occasionally. So keep that open. But yeah, thanks for that. And that was the Finnish Game Jam part of this. So I'm doing a little bit the different way, kind of turn the order around compared to what Häll that did here. So this was the story of Finnish Game Jam, and like I mentioned, I'm the I'm the president of Finnish Game Jam. So the chairman of Finnish Game Jam. Basically, we have the president name for that, and basically, next up, I could tell a little bit on how I actually got here. So this is the time where you can just like ignore the thanks slide and like close your eyes and imagine this story with me. So where should we begin? We could probably I'm also just a little bit of like background personal information. I'm also play video games. I mostly play on PC. Haven't had really a like handheld game consoles. I work in mobile games industry. I do games for hyper casual games, but I don't play mobile games myself that much. I'm into like, well, recently we've played Stellaris and Path of Exile. Elite Dangerous got a new update, so I'm gonna probably go Space Legs after this one as well. Play Apex Legends, Overwatch, so on. Getting mad at the computer for my own mistakes. But anyway, my story starts from 2016. I was working in this and I know I wasn't working anywhere. I was studying in this school, vocational college called Kouvola Regional Vocational College, which is XAO in Finnish, Kouvola ammattiopisto. And this was in 2006, sorry. And I was there's this line called Datonomy. So we studied marketing and digital, basically just like Photoshop, programming, marketing. It was a little bit different than what it is now, but basically just all kinds of like computer skills. And we had a Flash course, Flash, like the Flash that just died, the Adobe Flash or Macromedia Flash, I think it was back then. And as a kind of practice work, I made a game there. I guess that was one of my first times that I made a game, and like that was something that I kind of feel like was my spark for the games industry, that I get to make these games and kind of make these experiences for people. But anyway, long story short, I graduated from there. I went to the army. I worked as a ice cream truck driver before starting studies at Joensuu. So I studied at Karelia AMK, University of Applied Sciences. It was North Karelia University of Applied Sciences back then. I started studying game dev. It was the name is Tradinomy, is the kind of line that they have there. But I started studying there, and that was basically, I was focusing on game programming there, and that was because they had the most game related subjects in there at that time. So that's why I wanted to go to Joensuu from Kouvola. But anyway, during my last year of studying in the University of Applied Sciences, we went to Nordic Game Conference, and I met some old teachers from the vocational college, and they were like talking like, yeah, we have a teacher position open, and we kind of could use teacher. But then we were also talking like, yeah, I don't actually have like work experience. I don't have teacher education, and my current education is kind of still not done yet as well. So it like doesn't look like I'm gonna make it if I would apply for there. But anyway, I did apply for that. Did apply for the job. I did go to the interview, and there was like, right, that sounds cool. You seem like a good guy. And like, well, of course, I was talking to my old teacher, so we were like already friends at that time. And he was like, yeah, there's some other guys gonna like be next in the interview, so like if he's getting interviewed, then we need to pick him because that's the law, that he's more qualified, so we're just like legally obliged to take him. But anyway, they didn't show up for whatever reason, and that was kind of one step in this kind of natural 20s of my roles in this life. And I got the teacher position in Kouvola. So I basically went to teach to my old school where I used to study. For that, I did graduate half a year early from the University of Applied Sciences, just to get like it was like week or two time frame to get the certificate, so that I don't get my extra pay lowering for not having this certificate. But anyway, I started teaching in the Kouvola Regional Vocational College, and that was game development. That was we taught it was about programming. So it's software development was the course, and or the line, and we had converted that strictly to game programming. Quick recap on this is in 2014 now, right? And quick recap on how my jam history has been this far. So I have, when I started working as a teacher, I had been in one global game jam, and that was the one where you had the heartbeat theme, and we made a game about self-checkout name game where you buy pizzas and coke and then you check yourself out, and then you kind of get fatter and die. But anyway, I hadn't really been active in game jams at that time. But when I got to be a teacher, I was kind of shoved the Finnish Game Jam Kymenlaakso site. Like, you can go help these guys arrange the site. And so I did. So first year, I went to be an organizer. That was that year. Finnish Game Jam was organized in Kotka. I was an organizer there, just sitting at the desks and everything. Or was it that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that. And the next year, the jams were the Finnish Game Jam Kymenlaakso site was arranged in Kouvola, and then I was the main organizer for that site that year. And the Finnish Game Jam story continues from here. So that's after being the main organizer. Then after that, I joined the Jam festival that we have in summer. So Finnish Game Jam has this Jam festival, which is basically jamming jam. So it's the purpose of it is to basically start planning the next year's global game jam. And that was pretty cool. We had a great weekend at the cottages. We had some paljus and hot tubs and beer and everything. And in that, the jam, I was kind of just throwing around like the stream for the game jam. It's kind of boring. We just have these webcams, and none of them, like some of them aren't even working sometimes. So maybe we could have some sort of like general stream. And they were like, okay. And in 2016, we started the it was the Finnish Game Jam TV, FGJ TV, basically the stream that lasts from the start of the game jam to the end of the game jam. And we kind of feature webcams from other sites there, and then we have talk shows. All right, we have talk shows and also like interviews and everything like that. Also, hi, just checking the chat. Hi Oiva, hi Jessa, and so on. Whoever is in the chat. But yeah, that's that. And of course, then we had some handsome guy in 2016, also in I think it was 2016 or 2017. But anyway, the first year that we had the Finnish Game Jam TV, Joni was also with me in in the Kotka site there. We were doing the cringiest talk shows that you could imagine. We were featured on the Global Game Jam stream a couple of times. We had like slots, Global Game Jam stream slot at like Australia time, and we had like 700 viewers from Australia, and they were like, "Wow, that's so cool." And so, but yeah, anyway, that's in Finnish Game Jam, the organization and the like board. I first kind of worked, or my first task was the AV team lead. So I did this for 3 years, and we kind of improved the stream year by year. We got it working pretty well, and now kind of eventually handed it over for Björn to take over. When I took up the role of vice president. I'm afraid I don't remember the year, but it was like 2019. Like I was the vice president. I was also the sponsorship manager at that time. So I did that for a year, kind of working as a vice president. So keeping up with the kind of the pulse of the organization and everything else that's going on there. And after that, our previous president, Anna-Kaisa Kultima, they introduced a new family member. So she stepped down and passed the torch of presidency of Finnish Game Jam to me in like last year's autumn. So I took up that task, and now, well, here we are. And like, how do you climb this ladder then? It's basically, if you want some tips from me, like I want to also like help you advance in your stuff. Basically just but first of all, you need to be yourself. You kind of don't need a separate kind of personality that you need to keep up with others. So you need to be yourself, definitely. And I'm a kind of a yes man of sorts. So when someone is suggesting something or asking something, I kind of usually say, yep, let's do it. And the most important thing after saying yeah to something that you're going to do is to actually make it. So these are the things. So it doesn't actually matter usually like how, if you have grand plans for something, the most important thing is to just have some sort of the smallest possible thing, or the plan for like the minimum viable product, basically. So for example, for the stream stuff that we had, for everything, I just my plan was to, if everything goes wrong, if our the guys who are gonna do the stream are not gonna show up or need to, or get under a bus or something like that, I'm just gonna have a webcam and like rotate these other sites' webcams and so on. So I had a plan how to do this. So just have this minimum viable product for everything you do, basically. So you can, with confidence, then say that when you say yes to the stupidest stuff that you kind of can imagine, then you kind of have also like a backup, or you can be with confidence and say that I'm gonna pull this through. And that's going to attract a lot of attention from people, because the standard, or the kind of what people usually do is not all of the people, when they say something, they don't actually do it. And like there are stuff that people kind of, it's not normal to get things done in for example, volunteer stuff necessarily, or in some circles. So keeping a steady kind of, this kind of being reliable is something that I kind of think that might be something that worked for me. So basically just like pulling through what your plans are. So this does attract attention in the groups that you are, so that people see that, okay, he's doing well, he has now he has experience, he does stuff, and then kind of can rely on you and can give you better or like other stuff to do, and that'll end up lead you to, you have to perhaps steer yourself a little bit and be steadfast that, no, I'm not going to do this because I'm doing this and someone else can actually do this. So not taking yourself lower, but kind of also like either keep your level or then like aim for higher tasks, for example, just something that works towards your goal, whatever your goal in the whatever place you're doing is. So that's something that I'd instruct. But that's the story on how I got to the presidency of Finnish Game Jam. But not that's not all. So anyway, that's the Finnish Game Jam side of things. And let's go through the path of my personal life as well. Just gonna check on time. How are we on time, Joni? I'm gonna like babble around. You can post in any chat you like. Don't actually have the StreamYard is, well, I do have there. Yeah. But like, anyway, you can kick me out if I'm gonna talk too long. But anyway, so how did I get to my position of being a game programmer / designer at Lightneer, doing hyper casual games for mobile? And that we continue from me being a teacher in 2014. So I do the first year of teaching, and my contract ends because I'm on 1-year contract because I don't have the teacher education, so they can't give me a permanent contract. So the first year passes, and then kind of the boss calls me in the summer that, hey, we're kind of looking forward to sending you to Japan. So can you come and sign the contract so for the next year, so we can actually send you to Japan? And I'm like, oh, okay, sounds good. And here we go. There we start. I go sign the contract for the next year. And the plan for this was that we have this Hanako network, which is for colleges, vocational colleges, and it's their kind of gateway of sending interns to Japan. And we went through Hanako network to visit a company called Worker Bee. And the Worker Bee is a company that publishes overseas games to Japanese markets. So they do take games from abroad, and then they culturalize them, they translate and localize them, and then they release them in the Japanese markets. The Japanese markets are a little bit different from ours, and they have like marketplaces that we can't actually access. So that's their kind of business model. We did go for 2 weeks visit Japan, visit the offices, and that was a great trip. And we came back, and during the then we sent interns for them. Like we had like 2 or 3 years that we sent interns to them. So that kind of brought pretty good cooperation with Worker Bee. And so I mentioned this limited contract thing. So I was basically 1 year at a time, and we actually had the YT-neuvottelut, like people are gonna get fired and stuff. We had these as well, and we had 2 of these. So I had to work with half a year contracts, and like usually when you have these YT-neuvottelut, negotiations, like people get like with non-permanent contracts get like immediately kicked, but I actually survived 2 of those, and I worked as a teacher in total for 3.5 years. And in 2017 there was this competition called Skills Finland. So the basically the Finnish championships of vocational skills, and we had there was a game development competition there as well, and we had a team there, and we got the silver medals from there, and I'm pretty proud of my students that we coached to achieve that the silver medals there. And in this event, there was also visitors from abroad. So these Japanese, the the people from Worker B were visiting as well. Well, they were just visiting us. They were visiting Europe at the same time, so they did check out the competition as well. And there we were like talking like, hey, if your teacher work is ending, like, do you want to come work with us? And I said like, all right, let's do that. And then just some time passed by, and we I stopped. I was supposed to stop teaching after 3 years, but then I had to fill in for a sick leave for a colleague who unfortunately they found cancer. What was that? The the bone cancer. But anyway, yeah, they found the cancer, and half a year I kind of filled in for him so that when he gets better, he can come back, and then like he has time to recover from that. But unfortunately, the cancer got the best of him, and that's kind of where our deck kind of got shuffled a little bit. But anyway, I had some other plans anyway, because being a teacher for 3.5 years, kind of straight coming from school yourself, you don't really have industry experience yourself. So I really wanted to have industry experience myself as well, so I don't have to kind of teach on a like lended or borrowed experience. But anyway, I started working for Worker Bee in 2018, and it was like 2 to 4 months, and then we get this visa done, and then you can move to Japan and work there, and move to Tokyo and work there. And so I did this, took this seriously, and I basically put all my stuff into a storage in Kouvola, what I didn't need, and moved to my grandmother's in Kuopio. And well, there I lived for the 2 to 3 months, or 2 to 4 months, and waited for the visa process to go ahead. And then it wasn't done after 4 months. It wasn't done after 5 months. And hey, Joni, you want to cut me off here?
You can finish your thoughts. I think it's fine. I think we can.
Yeah, that's good.
Move on. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Anyway, that took 15 months for the visa process, and it actually never completed. I moved to Helsinki, and I was like unemployed for half a year. I just did like a couple of gigs, worked for quantum games course in Aalto University. Then I joined Twisted Arc, did a couple of months of hyper casual development there, and then I got a tip from a friend that Lightneer is looking for a programmer. I applied, I got the job, and here we are. sorry for taking so long, but anyway. Yeah.
That was totally planned. Time filling. We had to wait bit for we were the schedule. It worked perfectly. I think we are now 2 minutes late already.
Nice.
We can bring on Häll also to this casual conversation at this time.
I have to say that when I said you can't be longer than my intro about myself, I did not know what you had in store for us.
Yep. Yeah. So I had like two life stories here and but yeah, that's the lore of backstory of me. So
yeah, that was pretty fun. Yep.
Yeah. If anyone has any questions about anything during that, then like go ahead.
Yeah, we can go through all the questions at the end. We can get to all the talks, but yeah, if anyone has questions, they can type them in the chat or in the Discord general channel there, and we can pick them up from there. I have some pre-made, pre-hosted, pre-fired questions already in my documents there, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I had couple things I wanted to add to the Teemu's. Yeah, we were during 2016. I was the main organizer in the Kotka side, and Teemu was there, just a volunteer here. but in that sense, I was student at the applied sciences in Kotka, and there was a teacher in regional school, in the vocational colleges, where actually I am teaching right now. So it's
Look at us, a bunch of teachers.
Yeah, and I don't have the also. I have pretty much the same things with Teemu has, that I don't have the experiences. I don't have the teacher's degree. I'm just here for 1 year periods. Yeah, borrowed time, and I have to see what happens after this year.
Yeah.
Häll has found a green card.
Yeah, this is my note card.
All right.
Just
For a banter, I have to see if it works with the Visa Electron or the. Oh, it works. Nice. Haha.
Nice.
Not bad.
You can't see the card number. Yay! Perfect.
Yeah, I had some things I actually wrote down during the presentation thing, but like if we're gonna take the questions and the discussion after Milla, I'll save them. I'll save them for later.
Yeah. Let's do that. So we can, if people are really tired, they can just check the talks and then they can go to sleep. But we can continue our conversation after.
But don't be tired. Have a cup of water. Refresh yourself and be ready for some discussion and questions. We're really happy to have your thoughts, your wishes, your feedback, your questions.
Yeah, wishes and wants and requests. Good.
Indeed.
I think now is perfect time to bring in Milla. If Milla seems ready, I have to watch at the small screen.
Let's
Put
see.
our thumb or something, we can know if you're ready.
Summon a Milla. Summon a Milla.
Hello.
Oh.
There you go.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This went smoothly. Hi
Too
everyone.
smoothly.
Yeah,
Hello,
maybe.
hello.
What's going to happen next? Okay, yeah. So it's been really interesting to listen to your talks. And first of all, I was really happy to hear that Häll called me the superstar of Game Makers of Finland. Thanks. I own
You
one.
are.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Yeah. Did you have what was this plan now?
So yeah, you can start sharing your screen now. Then I can pop it up at a bit later.
So this is where I mess up.
No, it's no. It's no worries.
We're here. We're here to support you.
Yes.
We're here.
We are technical
Go,
support.
Milla. Go Milla.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we will shut up and disappear for you.
Yeah. Then you
to
get
take
to be
the floor.
alone here.
Yeah, all alone in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, it works. Then you can put on the present mode.
Yeah.
I like how we've all been talking about community and how we support each other. It's like, yeah, you're gonna be all alone in the dark.
Here's a
whatever.
bus to under it. Good. I can pop up the Milla's
Okay.
presentation here, and then we go quiet.
Yeah.
Milla, the floor is yours.
This
You
is
get
a
to-
strong start. I like it.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks. It would be actually great if you would be there, like hanging around, because then I see you now, and then I
Bye.
won't see you. But no.
Bye.
Okay. See ya. Thanks. Awesome. So yeah. I also want to have some kind of introduction of myself because I haven't actually ever done anything like that. So this is quite nice opportunity. One thing is like, do I know how to change the slide? No, sorry for this. But anyway, yeah, my name is Milla Pennanen and I'm the executive director of Game Makers of Finland. Who doesn't know how to use computer? Oh, now. Yeah, and actually this is also the first time when I'm having this kind of online meeting, and I'm standing. Usually I'm sitting somewhere, but now I'm standing. This is, yeah, I feel like I should jump or something else, but I'm going to stand maybe quite still and try to talk at the same time. But yeah, I actually made this slide really quickly to introduce also my background, and there is a picture of me when I was a child, and I'm actually born in Helsinki in Jakomäki, and I was the middle 80s child, and there's a picture of my first console, which was Nintendo NES, and I was actually the first child in my neighborhood who had anything like that. or actually it was my dad who thought that he will buy this awesome new console and he could play every night and day. But no, it was first me, and then all my friends and all the child, every kid in the neighborhood. They just came to hang around in my parents' apartment, and then we just played games. And I picked few games which have been like really massive, had a big impact in my life. I started with the NES, so Kung Fu. I don't know if you remember, have heard about that game, but it's awesome. So I believe that that's why I'm actually a Tekken master nowadays, because of my strong Kung Fu background. And then this green figure is Bubble Bubble Bubble. I don't know how to pronounce it actually, but it was an awesome addictive game. And sometimes during the night I wake up because I had this nightmare where I was this bubble character and just floating all over the place. It was quite frightening, but yeah, I love the game. I still do. And then some other games. So I really like FPS games, and yeah. But do you know what's like the worst thing to happen when you like to play console games? Yeah, the console has sort of a breakdown. Yeah. So this happened 2 days ago. My Xbox just, I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore because I don't have the Xbox now, but maybe it's time to buy PlayStation 5. Yeah. But then that was my gamer background. And I do play lots of games with my mobile phone a bit too much. Yeah. Actually, yeah, too much. But yeah, when I was 16-year-old, I started to work in this magazine called Sinä Minä, You and Me, which is was actually a like girls magazine, if you maybe like to say that. But I always wanted to be a journalist, so I started my proper journalism career there. And yeah, I was working there for 2 years, and then I went to work in Suomi, Suomi 24 online platform, and my job, because I was a journalist, but I was also a huge gamer, so my job was to create Suomi 24, Suomi 24 online game portal. So my job was to basically play games, online games, free online games, and test them and write a story about them and just put on the portal. So when I finished there, I had 264 games on that portal, and it was launched, and it doesn't exist anymore. I'm quite sad, but that was like an awesome job. So I yeah, a dream job. And then I worked in Älypää, which is a quiz game thing. So I was a quiz creator, and in those both things I could do I could play the games, and then I could also write stuff. So I also then switched to ice hockey, and I was a journalist in jatkoaika.com, which is an ice hockey place, online magazine. I don't know how it was back then. We actually did it for free, but it was really good hobby and really good insight in the sports field. And then I was working in anime magazine, writing about anime and games and music and games. And then yeah, and also I was working as a journalist in many other places. But then I realized that I want to have my own magazine. I want to write what I want to do. I want to write about the games and music. So that's why I built this black logo thing there, which is called Rokkilehti Boogie. And I was 25 years old. I did the coding and all the graphics and everything, and I launched online magazine. And I was like the only person there, so I could write anything what I wanted. So I actually met Bono from U2, which is like my biggest idol, and also I met lots of other musicians, and it was my dream. And then I realized that this could be maybe some else's dream. So I offered people that do you want to come to write to my magazine, and you can do whatever you want? Yeah, simple and fun. So Haaga-Helia, the University of Applied Sciences, where I used to study, also they heard about my project, and that actually led me to teach rock journalism in that school for 2 years. And I had 40, 50 students and freelancers working in this magazine. And yeah, that's kind of my journalist story. And there in the like in the bottom line, there's also the companies where I used to work, like actually do the work. And why I'm now here, and I'm the executive director of Game Makers of Finland. It all actually started when I was working in the first logo in the bottom level, which is Eniro. You might know Eniro 0100. Kuinka voin auttaa? How may I help you? I was the person answering the phone every freaking night, and sometimes in the mornings and during the daytime too. I was working there for 3 awesome years, and the company was kind of well, we started small, and then it grew, and something I can't remember exactly what happened, but something like that. We maybe were supposed to have some cooperation negotiations, as YT-neuvottelut in Finnish, and then some director asked that is there anyone who wants to participate the negotiation, who is working as the service assistant or whatever we were called. And I was like, yeah, I want to do that. What does it mean? I was 18, so I was picked to that, and it was really the situation was really bad, and we had to cancel some stuff and fire some people, and accidentally the someone from the HR sent the memo from one of those meetings, and in the memo it was said that those human robots, like something like that, really low, they were referring me and my colleagues as human robots. Like, what the heck? We're not robots. We're people who are working and doing the best we can. So I got really mad, and I asked that, what can we do? This is unfair, and this is not cool. I'm a journalist. I could call to some magazine and write an article. No, actually did it, but then they said that there is nothing proper union or anything like that, so you can't do anything. And I wasn't happy with that, so I contacted a few unions and asked that, hey, could you like represent us, or what the hell should we do? So yeah, then we got one union supporting our backs, and I became the shop steward and the what's the word for työsuojeluvaltuutettu, safety something, health and safety delegate. I have actually a lawyer here with me in this studio. She just helped me with this tricky word, but so I was 18, and I'm not 18 now anymore. But that's how, when I started being like a union activist. So that was like the proper first job. And then I went to work this IT company, Digia, as a marketing and communications something, and something. And then 4 years ago, I started to work here, where I'm actually now Union of Professional Engineers in Finland. And 3.5 years ago, I founded this Game Makers of Finland and became the executive director. That's like my story. Cool. Now I try to move forward. Here now, yes. So what is Game Makers of Finland? Like Häll said earlier, it is the first union in the whole world for the people who work in the game industry. And we did it officially in 2017. It was 5th of December. And we've been working for the game workers 7-8 years before that, and we realized that there is actually no proper thing to have their backs, like I was experiencing when I was 18, that there was no one doing that for me and my colleagues. So somehow this just like became the most smartest thing to do. I feel like that, and I hope that it is like that. And at the moment we're covering over 10% of the industry employees, and it's growing all the time, and the actual number is around 400 people, which I think is quite good and quite good start. And we also have the unemployment fund because we are a proper union, and we belong to the engineers union also, so we got their support and backup. And the lawyer who was just here with me, now she left because I don't know. Bye. She and the other lawyers are supporting our backs and helping whatever issues we might have. So it's good that they exist for us also. And there are something about our mission and achievements also. And one of the greatest achievement is the salary recommendations, which means that we have been doing the salary survey for 3 years now, and it's open for everyone in the industry. And we ask salaries, we ask lots of other stuff. I'm actually having lots of other stuff here in my presentation, and I hope that actually I have no idea how. I have like 10 minutes left ish, maybe. So I'm going to go really quickly these slides, and these can also be found from our website, peliala.fi. But yeah, so you can go there and see what are the results, but I can show few highlights. And yeah, maybe I go forward. Oh yeah, here is this basic slide about the Finnish gaming industry. As you know, it is the best in the whole universe, I hope, and it's growing, and it's becoming more powerful. And there is this pink balloon or rounded circle, and that's like the new and really happy news for us, because it says that if it's measured by the population size, Finland is really in the top 3 if you measure by the revenue. Top 3 means that we are the 3rd, but it sounds cooler when we say top 3, I think. Yeah. And 2017 is actually mentioned separately there, that it has been like the huge leap for the Finnish gaming industry, not only because we were founded 2017, but it was the year of the growth. So it's like a remarkable year. Then now we go to the survey results, and this year or last year in December we put out the questionnaire. We had answers from 116 different people, and I'm not happy about that, because we need more answers. We need much more answers, so we can really create and develop the basic structure of the industry. But we have to roll with this one now. And here is the typical game makers picture according to this survey. And like that most of the companies they are in the capital area, and that of course means that all the people there's my colleague just came. Hi, leave it there, it's mine. Yeah, nice. I'm not sure, and I don't know if you have heard or read these things before, but here it is said that the bachelor's degree is really the most popular thing, educational background in the industry, according to the respondents. And some statistics here too, which I think they're kind of they haven't changed during these 3 years, so it's like a stable situation. And then the salaries, there's 59% got increase of salary last year, even though it was the first Corona year. That's a good number there. But also we measured the salary versus working experience in game industry. So it's quite clear that the more experience you have, the higher your salary is. But if you have experience in some other industries, it's also really significant difference. So it means that it's better to have at least some experience, because then it means that you have been about the working culture and that kind of stuff, which is really valuable thing. And company size matters. And this is a big difference, salary versus location. And I put this box on the right side that it was only 300 euros in our last survey, the difference. But now it's much more. But I'm quite sure that it can be explained because the lack of responses outside metropolitan area. So next time when we have this salary survey, it will be out the next December. Please do answer, give answers. This is how we show the answers, and yeah. So there's nothing bad. We need answers. Yeah, I can answer more detailed if you want later also. And I just want to show really these are the task categories that people said, and you can choose 4 different categories when you answer the survey. And education rules, the higher education, the more salary. Surprise, not maybe. But then also elements to higher salary is here, 3 things that are showing most. Oh, and also the internships, we asked this the first time ever because it's quite interesting and really, really important topic. I'm not sure that should we be surprised that 26% had an internship during their career and got paid for it. Should we be surprised or not? And this is something that I want to listen and hear from you. And what's your story? And could we help with this? Could we be like the voice of the students or the interns to demand that you need to pay for the internships? It's up to you, and we help. And this was also one of the things, well-being. It's I see that it's more important than the salary. You have to be well-being, and yeah, and also these are the topics that we hopefully can help you. If you have any issues, anything, we have your back. No, that was it. This is the last slide. And yeah, Teemu had this awesome Twitter nickname Rautasydän. Was it that?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I have my Twitter name is Milla P.
Huh.
I have to change it.
It's okay.
And yeah.
Mine is actually from. Here's another story. But it was. I'm on the servers. I'm like IH as well, which is short for Ironheart, which is English for Rautasydän, which is Finnish for Ironheart. So anyway, it's the cringiest nickname ever, and I kind of want to change it, but I can't because I've had it for 15 years. So whatever. But anyway,
I'm Crowbar Jussi, so could be worse.
What's Joni?
My original nickname was Uusi Susi, so a new wolf, for some reason, and then I shortened it for Uusis. And this was before the Uusipaavalniemi did the curling stuff in the Olympics. I was before him. I was the better and newer one, and so on. Yeah.
The original.
Yeah, the original, sure.
Yeah.
Maybe they had used that name in their circles, but I used my circle.
Yeah.
So totally perfect. So thanks, Milla, for your talk.
Yeah.
There were some names I haven't heard in a while. Kung Fu, Sinamina, some good stuff.
Yeah.
That was a good little blast from the past.
Good. But hey, what can I do now? I don't have my Xbox anymore.
Oh yeah, actually, so I think you were talking about PlayStation. I think the new Xbox is easier to get a hold of, and I really recommend it. Like it's not quite as it's not sculpted as much as the PlayStation, so you should be. Like, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I managed to get one from Verkkokauppa, like just buying it.
Yeah.
If they have any, like you should. But like I really recommend. I say PlayStation has a better controller, but Xbox.
I disagree.
No. I never liked PlayStation controllers, but now with the new generation, it's better controller than on the Xbox Series X. But as an overall experience, I would say Xbox Series X is a bit more of a next gen experience. I could go in depth in this, but maybe that's not the point of this talk. So.
Yeah. I think we cannot have the time to afford a console war at this time.
Yeah. Oh no, console war. Both are amazing. PlayStation 5 is really, really good. Xbox really, really good. Yeah, if I could get like the controller of PlayStation 5 and some of the stuff from the Xbox together, that would be perfect.
Yeah, I think there's
no console war.
Yeah, I think there's one platform where you can get those. It's called PC, which you can't buy. Can't buy right now.
No, but you don't. It's not. No, it doesn't. It's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not the
same.
Yes.
You can't get all this. No.
Well, if you think of it,
go there.
You actually can't buy a PC now either because like all the graphics cards are gone. So.
But I have one story because a few years ago, like 3-4 years ago, I was asked to go and stream in assembly in Helsinki Messukeskus, and they have this Ilta-Sanomat IS stream corner, and they asked that could you come and stream when you're playing there, and I was like, yeah, sure, but I don't do PCs. Can I bring my Xbox? And they were like, yeah, maybe, but it's and then I asked, okay, can I bring my phone? And they said that, yeah, but no one haven't done anything like that before. No one hasn't streamed when they have playing with their mobile phones in stream corner. And then I said, oh, I like to do. I like to be the person who does things first. So yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
I haven't really seen phone streaming either. That's it's an interesting concept. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had 2 hours, and I was just playing my normal games what I play, and I was just talking. Okay, this is the Finnish game company called that and that, and they were actually. Do you know what was their name originally? Like the name originally? Yeah. Okay.
I gotta say, like you heard it here first. Forget about PlayStation 5. Forget about Xbox Series X. Forget about PC. It's all about mobile gaming now.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Get the mobile phone. Oh wait, you probably have it. Cool. Nice.
Also, I'm quickly gonna say this is nothing to do with Game Makers. This is about you. Like, but you worked at the anime magazine. I didn't know that. I didn't know you're a weeb.
Yeah.
Nothing to be ashamed of. Surely, I think all of us is a little bit of a weeb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there might be a message or some sort of like saying which we could say, but I think it's against the code of conduct, so we are gonna save that to the after party, which is not officially our event. So.
Okay, maybe that's for the best. Yes, should we go into some questions and discussions? Some
questions, yes.
Because I have a couple. Well, I don't know if these are questions essentially, but like about I wrote down some stuff when you guys were talking quickly for Teemu or Finnish Game Jam, I guess. When you mentioned that, like you will get to know the team you work with. Oh, really quickly, Ninten Haku. Yeah, you're completely right. I do have the Switch as well. It was wonderful. Breath of the Wild was definitely my top game of that year. Holy shit, it's been like, what, 3 years? 4 years now? It's been a while. But lately there hasn't been a lot of good stuff on Switch. Although when I was doing my thesis, Hades on Switch. Perfect. But yeah, looking for the Breath of Wild 2. Anyway, so you mentioned in the Game Jam that you will get to know this team really well, and it has happened quite a few times that people, once you finish, because you don't have a lot of time, but you get together later on and you polish the game, and then you like publish it like properly. And I know at least one company in Finland that started from a like a company that's doing well right now, that started from just a game jam, and they found each other there. They had like similar sense of humor and ideas, and started.
Which company is that?
Nut Farm.
Okay.
Yeah, at least that one I know for sure.
Yeah. Interesting here. But anyway, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a question in there, or was that just like
no? Like I said, like actually not a question, just a comment.
Okay, yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Like in general, like you said, there's a lot of games that come out just from game jams. Like you mentioned, a couple of Finnish ones, and then I get Goat Simulator from Sweden, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was. Yep. I kind of left out all the non-Finnish.
Yeah, that's for sure. Sweden. You know,
this is about Finnish games.
Exactly. Although IGDA is going to do IGDA Finland and IGDA Sweden is doing a collaborated event later this year, so maybe I shouldn't be trash talking Swedish, especially as I'm a dirty half breed myself.
Yeah,
so
but the reason why there's only Finnish games is because that was the Pocket Jam presentation where that was the topic. But
yeah. And that was cool that you mentioned the different kind of jams, because I kind of like we talked earlier that there's every kind of SIGs, special interest groups. There are every kind of jams. You can like there are jams. There's like music jam. There's like if you have some niche, you're gonna find something.
Yep. A jam itself is like it's also grown or was growing when before the pandemic. It was basically a festival of like we had a seminar day when we have speakers, and we're like this is and jam is in Sappe. There's a cottage basically village. Like there's I think 10 or 11
or 12.
cottages. 12, yeah. But anyway, there's
where is Sappe?
Sappe is between Tampere and Lahti.
Yeah, or Hämeenlinna.
Or Hämeenlinna, yeah, I guess, yeah. So there's like pretty close by, I'd say. And like we have, like the last time we had it, we had all the 12 cottages or whatever. We had like, there was all the hot tubs were open. Like, I don't remember the count of them. But anyway, we had like 12 hot tubs and 12 saunas, and like there was the drinks and everything. But anyway, the first day is usually the seminar day. So there's talks and other kind of like presentations. And then the second day is a workshop day where anyone can have a workshop. So we have a spreadsheet, and everyone can, or anyone can basically just like reserve a time and then have a workshop on whatever they want to talk about. So that's pretty cool. And we're actually doing it this year as well, but we're not unfortunately doing it physically, but we're probably going to promote that a little bit more, but that's going to happen this year as well. Hopefully in a couple of months.
Oh, next month or
that's good.
In 2 months.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll
just notify you guys.
Yeah, there will going to be advertised.
And I'll just because Jam, yeah, it was good stuff. But the jam bike, jam bike. So that's something people should really look into. And we're working with IGDA. We're gonna do because they're going through a lot of IGDA hubs. And yeah, exactly. And Jonna used to be in IGDA Helsinki as well, and we have like a tight relationship there. And we're gonna try to have events with all the IGDA hubs. As they come to the cities and do something together. And if you feel like it's been 12 months and you haven't done anything physical in years and ages, they're happy to have someone to join them to just cycle that thing. So, jump on and let your feet go crazy.
I think you can find it from jampike.fi. There's a link tree there for the info and the frequently asked questions announcement video and the Discord also. I will put it up there, or that's the link tree.
I was going to say, if you can drop the mic, drop the link.
Yeah, drop the mic, yeah. Yeah, they were looking for a couple more cyclists, I think, to help them.
Yeah. or if you just want to drive by or bike with them, like next to them, or just say hi, or give them some homemade food or cookies, whatever.
Yeah.
Everything is welcome. It's a really cool project.
Good. Okay. Did you have any more things to ask or mention?
Well, no, I brought a bunch of things. I can go for a while if you want, but I feel like other people should probably talk as well.
Yes, I have some questions here. I will ask a question. This is like personally ask about for Milla. What are some benefits that Game Makers of Finland can provide to their members that often gets underused? This is from our volunteer Emma.
Underused.
Question, Emma.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Like what gets the least of use from your services, or like what you provide?
Oh, yeah. So what services people don't use?
Yeah.
Was that the question?
No, technically, yeah. What can be used? What
Yeah.
what you
Yeah.
provide?
Oh, yeah. That's a really good question. Yeah. Yeah, because maybe the lawyers are like the biggest thing that everyone knows, that there is a lawyer, and then there's this unemployment fund where you get the money if you lose your job or so. But we have actually like hundreds of benefits, some kind of discounts and that kind of stuff, and they are all in one place in online. What's the word? Website. And I happen to know that people haven't logged in there, so they don't know about them. And it's quite sad because we have like this one cryptic cargo escape room in your luggage. And I'm quite sure that many of people, they haven't even heard about it. And when people don't use the benefits, when we have that kind of benefits that we have a partner to have the benefit with, so that means that the partner maybe might say that, okay, this is no use for us, so we lose those benefits when people don't use them. Yeah. And we also help people with when they're trying to apply for a job. We actually can have a job interview practice, and that's quite good service. And people who have used it, 2 of them, I don't know the exact amount, but it's something that people should use even more.
Yeah.
And because we have also the insurance benefit, the luggage and travel insurance, many are paying those double insurances, which doesn't matter. It only means that you have to pay double of the money because it's part of your membership that you have the insurances, and they are really good insurances. I hope that I answered that question.
Yeah, Emma can type in the chats or somewhere if that was enough.
And that's something actually, like the whole interview, and because a lot of people, there's a lot of people who ask, and students who ask like how to get into the industry, and that's a completely different topic as well. But like having someone in the industry or someone who does it for a living to give you sort of like a prep interview is really, really useful, really good. So that's honestly worth it. And I remember we did with Game Makers of Finland. There you go, Emma. So an IGDA Helsinki and Game Makers Finland, we had a collaborated event, and we had like a professional photographer who took pictures of people who came there so they could update their CV, and there was like a CV polish workshop there, and that was really cool, and a lot of people got a lot out of that. Like industry veterans, of course, not as much, but like especially students and people who are starting their journey in game deving definitely got stuff out of that.
Yeah, we took maybe over 80 pictures. People took CV and LinkedIn profile pictures there, and that was really good. And the lines for the CV place, that was like really long. So it was. I hope that it was useful for people, and that's actually a good example that the Finnish game industry is quite small, but we cooperate and we do stuff together. And even though we represent the employees, we cooperate with the employer side, which means like Neo Games and pelin kehittäjät. We are not enemies, and we don't. Is it like the night when they have the round table? sit around the round table, which is nice and something that doesn't happen in other countries.
Yeah. That is very true. That is very like I honestly I can't express it like it put enough pressure on it. But like it is what we have here is stupidly unique. Like how open and transparent and how like positive our community is compared to any other. Like I would say at least 99% of the world. It is kind of unheard of. I can tell you from first-hand experience, we've had people come from different kind of IGDAs from Japan, from the UK, from bunch of countries in mainland Europe and the US, and every single time they're just surprised, A, how active it is, B, how many people come there, C, how many like seminar interesting and stuff we do, and then D, how open everything is, how people talk openly about all kinds of stuff. Of course, there's sometimes you have some NDAs and stuff you can't really, and if you're, but like that's a couple of percent of the time. Most of the time, people are very happy to talk about stuff because you're making a game, you're living your dream, you're doing something really cool, and you're working on a cool game. Why would you not want to talk about it? So yeah.
Good. I have a couple questions still. I think some of these have been technically answered already, but this is general question for all. How do you take your coffee, or do you take coffee?
No. I do not drink coffee.
Just no.
I do. I do a lot with. I use kauramaito. What is the English? Oat milk. Yeah.
I used to drink. I didn't drink any. Then I started running a cafe. I started drinking a little bit, but like a latte here there. And then I went back to studying, and holy shit, I drank so much coffee. It was stupid. And now the pandemic came, and now my coffee consumption. I drink a lot of tea though.
Yeah, and other black drinks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's
non-branded.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Good.
Yeah, I do drink tea more if I do drink, but not really regularly, I'd say.
Yeah.
You don't like warm drinks?
Just isn't a habit for me. I like off-brand, like Sprite stuff is good.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I have.
Who asked this question?
Me. I asked.
No. Was it from you?
Yes.
Okay. I was wondering if someone in the audience was like, "Yo."
How do you take your coffee?
Yeah.
Mostly milk. So there's coffee, then there's milk.
So you're like one milk with a bit of a coffee.
So yeah, coffee milk. Yeah. Usually milk with coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and only at work. That's my specialty. I only work coffee at work.
How about tea?
Only when I'm sick.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, same here. Yeah.
You guys missing out.
We should go to some kind of a tea training, or where they taste teas, because I know that they were like, because I thought that black tea means that it's tea without milk, and I was with a friend in a coffee. Yeah. So I was in a coffee shop with my friend, and what do you want? She said black tea. I was like, oh sure. Ugh, ew, that sounds like awful. And then I failed.
Yeah, Teemu had something.
You learn every day.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I actually, like, you asked how I take my coffee, but I can actually tell how I take my tea is with milk and sugar.
Oh, right, yeah.
The English style.
Yeah.
British boy.
So black tea, right?
Black tea, mostly, yes.
Yeah.
That's so confusing.
Yeah, Milla, I can link you an event which I am aware of, which is regards of tea drinking, where they post you teas, and then there's a tea expert who explains about the temperature and whatnot. I can link it to you personally.
Awesome. Yes, because one story to this, because when I was doing my journalism, freelancing and so on, so Iltalehti was, they asked me that could I come and help, because they have these test groups that they taste like different like beers or breads or vegetable something. So they asked me would I like to join the tea tasting group, and I said that I do not really like tea, and that wasn't a problem. but yeah, then I had to taste all the teas, and they really yuck. And I had to say that, okay, what was taste to 1 to 5 stars? I said 0. And no, yeah, so not good.
Not your cup of tea, you could say.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I should learn.
Fair enough. No, like there's a lot of like different kind of teas. My parents have always drunk a lot of tea, so we have what do you call it? Completely blanking on the word in English and in Finnish and in Swedish. So
triple.
The thing you
what could
take
it be?
the temperature with the
Thermometer.
Thermometer. Yeah, thank you, thermometer. So like we have like thermometers, and we have like this hourglass for timing them, and like it's like different 10 different kinds of teas, and it's being a tea like it's weird. It's yeah. But quick question, because you guys said that you drink it when you're sick. How about Jaffa? Is a Jaffa a drink where you have when you're sick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stomach flu stuff.
Yeah.
Only when I'm hangover.
Oh.
It is hangover drink.
That's kind of a being sick though, so I'll
yeah. Sick.
I'll let it pass. I'll let it slide.
Sure, that works.
Yeah, but it's not good that you drink Jaffa when you're feeling sick, because it's something to do with the bubbles and stuff. You shouldn't drink, but I still do sometimes. Well, I did it when I was a kid, because that's something that my mom gave to me, and it made me feel better, like in my mind, not maybe in my stomach. And I do that the same, because I have 2 kids. When they're sick, they barely ever are, but when they are, I'm like, here is your Jaffa.
So it's really weird. So my wife is American, and when they're sick, they have chicken noodle soup. That's what you have when you're sick, and that's apparently like actually good. In Finland, you have Jaffa. And so it's very confusing. First time when she was sick, here's your Jaffa. She's like, what? And when I was sick for the first time, here's your soup. I was like, what? And chicken noodle soup is really weird. I don't know if you've ever had it. It's a little, I don't know. It's like a pasta soup with chicken.
These are the cultural differences, which are quite delightful, I think, because it's funny to learn new things, like about the coffee. That if you drink cold coffee, that makes you
Prettier.
Yeah, prettier. But in Korea, they said that makes you stupider. What's the word? More stupid.
More stupid.
Dumber.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, I think
maybe it's both.
Yeah. You can choose.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we ramble pretty enough from just from asking how you take your coffee, and we managed to fill on like 5 minutes. So
what you ask an actual question, and we're like, no. And that's it.
Yeah. Okay, so a 5-round question. What is your favorite game for everyone? Asking from Milla first.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. All of them or just one?
All.
All. Okay. Teemu.
Is this like recently or?
I was gonna ask, is it all time or like? Now?
What is your favorite game? Just the question instead.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the recent one because there's too many. But I don't actually know what my favorite game recently is. Hold on, I'm just gonna bring up my Steam library really quick to see.
Okay, I can answer in the meantime. You can. So my all-time favorite is the original Deus Ex. Like it was an almost religious experience when I played it through. It was absolutely amazing. I can understand it's a little rough to play these days, but boy, it was good. These days, Returnal.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay,
I can say of all time, I would say I've been using this Guild Wars 1, not 2. 1 was great. It's the skill system in that is like it's poetry of game design, and I like strive to one day make a system like that as well. Recently, I'm just looking at the list. Something that I haven't played or have played: Apex Legends, Path of Exile, Stellaris, Valheim was good.
Valheim is really interesting.
Yeah, looking forward for them to develop it further as well.
They've been quiet for a while now.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got their money.
Oh yeah,
that is true. That is true. But they're also like a tiny bunch. It's 4 people making the game, and then they have a bunch of like community people or something. But it's not a big team.
Yeah, that might take some, like they might now have a bigger growth going on, so they might just focus on that instead of posting on Twitter.
Yeah. I can quickly say mine. It's probably gonna be it's either RuneScape or Team Fortress 2 because I have put so many goddamn hours on those games. So I can imagine. Also, I got a lot of friends through Team Fortress 2. So that's one positive thing in my life, I think, and it's one of my favorites. I think maybe recently, maybe European University 4 or Rainbow Six Siege. There's plenty of hours in there.
Yeah.
I just put into chat, like, remember playing playing Path of Exile on days off. Like he's one of my students, so like I got a great kind of poster from them when I left the teaching job, and there's like what in the corner there's like IH is now playing Path of Exile in crayons, so that was pretty cool. But anyway, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no worries. Hal, did you have something?
I was just gonna say, like, when you mentioned that you made a lot of friends in through Team Fortress 2, and that's something that's not maybe talked enough. Because I feel like a lot of people have probably made like some really like actual friends through online games, and it's really cool. And living in Europe, it's okay. We're a little further from, like, we're not mainland Europe, but the possibility, like, I made a lot of friends that we just met up because, you know, we live in Europe and it's not the most difficult to travel. Like original vanilla World of Warcraft, we had a guild. We had people coming from all over Finland, but like Sweden, Russia, the Netherlands, Germany. Am I sure forgetting some? And people just came over for a weekend for a guild meeting, and like and I still have these people as friends, and it's something that is a little. I feel like it's a little overlooked, the social aspect of, or the possibility of games.
That's how my cousin found his wife from Japan. They were playing. I don't actually remember the game right now, but they were in the same guild, and then my cousin just decided that he will go and just meet this girl. And then, well, the visit was supposed to last for 1 week, but it lasted 2 months. And then
there you go.
They both came back here, and now they're living here.
There you go. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Yes. So our volunteer Linden Haku, also knows Harto, asked the standard ITKA question, which we also ask when we are ITKA things happening. So ITKA is the Kotka version of IGDA, so ITKA. And so the basic question is, what are your favorite pizza toppings? We can go now in the reverse order, so I can start. Yes. Ham, pineapple, aurajuusto, so blue cheese, and then kebab. Those are I think that's my top 4. If I have to put on a pizza order, that's my 4. Then Teemu can go.
Thank you. I am I am a man of simple tastes. Basically, I would say salami, cheese. I personally use also like minced meat as well. Like literally, there could be something else, but like I think that's enough. If you have good ingredients, then like a small crunchy base and like other sauces in there, and that's like great.
Oof.
Sorry.
Big oof, yeah. Ow.
I don't have like a favorite. Like I shrimp is a pretty classic. First of all, I can't eat beef. I can't eat pork. So all of those things are gone. Just but I try like new things. The last pizza I ordered was asparagus, egg, smetana, and shrimp. It sounds a little weird, actually surprisingly good. Some of the pizzas when you try, not always super good. I tried one with potatoes, didn't work. No, it's not very good. But one with strawberries, it was better than you'd expect. But yeah, I don't know. It's a man of culture, definitely.
That's the homemade pizza one, yeah.
So Milla, what's yours?
Well, yeah, I don't actually eat pizza. Just kidding. Kidding. I only eat pizza. Sorry. Yeah. Well, usually nowadays I try to be as vegan as I can, but I have this issue with the cheese, and especially Gouda cheese and halloumi. Yeah, my things are those. So yeah, cheese. Just add cheese, and I'm happy. But back then, my favorite pizza, what I also made very often, was tuna with marshmallows. Like when I think that
marshmallows.
Yeah. It's like a nice sugary flavor with the tuna and tomato sauce, and cheese, of course. But you didn't bring up the question about pineapples, which is maybe you have discussed it already. But my pizza, my pizza is cheese and pineapples.
Pineapple's great.
Like cheese, like lots of different cheeses, whatever you. And Werner, yes, that's mine.
Yeah, I just I don't want to even take the pineapple on pizza bait. I don't actually care. I don't like it on pizza actually. But I do eat it sometimes.
It's just so good though. It's so good.
Yeah, we can go even with just if we get the coffee question, then we get the pineapple question. I think we can go all the way through the night if we really want to. Let me see if I have one very good question after which we can head on to the Discord so people can be more freeform here. Quick 10-second answer from everyone. So I can go through each of you. What is the bestest thing about your organization? Starting with Häll.
Well, I would say it's a great stepping stone and an opportunity to not just learn new. I've learned so much new stuff through IGDA, but also met wonderful people, and it's a great stepping stone to get your feet wet in the industry. Even if you don't have a lot of experience beforehand, and just sort of the absolutely amazing community that we have. Super, politically sort of neutral answer, but honestly, I've made great friends, and I really enjoyed the stuff we do, the projects we have, the events we organize, and that.
Great. What about Milla?
Oh, well, the people, the spirit, and the power of you. I don't.
Yes.
Yeah. That.
Yes.
Power of the people.
Yeah.
Good. Then Teemu.
I'd say great first step on your long career in the games industry to grow your skills and meet some people, and also volunteer thing is also get your skills up, be visible. That's it.
Yeah, definitely. How about Johnny? How about your organization?
Yeah.
It is small, it is good, it is friendly, and we don't discriminate anyone, so everyone is welcome. So that's the best thing about Itka Kotka.
Itka Kotka sounds pretty sweet, not gonna lie.
Yeah. And we have also some awesome after parties when there's no corona. After,
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So someone put there in the chat or in the comments, which I see some of them, that if you like pineapple on pizza, you should try peach on a pizza. Exactly, peach suits well with marshmallows too, on pizza.
Peach, I'm cool with. Marshmallow, there are things that are not okay.
If you haven't tried it.
Have you ever tried a s'more? Do you know what a s'more? It's an American thing.
No.
You have like a biscuit, like a sweet biscuit. You put some marshmallow and chocolate, like a bar chocolate on top of it. Then you have a marshmallow, bar chocolate, and a biscuit, and then you melt it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely disgusting, and I've had to have those many times. And I think that put me off marshmallows. So maybe that's just me, though. I will.
Yeah.
I'll promise. I'll try it one day.
I just want to say, pizza.
Boo,
This is why you're the president of the FGJ. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, perfect. Haldo is mentioning that Itka Kotka has the greatest chefs at the grill meetups, or the barbecue meetups, which usually happen at the summer. Hopefully this summer we can get to the park and grill some meats and non-meats for the vegans of our community.
I was gonna say that this sounds really good, and I think I wanna try to make it to one of these.
Yeah, actually, I think from Helsinki you can get easily to Kotka via a bus, so it's not gonna take 90 minutes, but then you get to Kotka and you get to enjoy Itka Kotka.
It's fine. I got to switch with Hades. 90 minutes ain't nothing.
Yeah, it's chill.
Oh, and one short commercial break here, because the Engineers Union of Professional Engineers, they're organizing this summer some kind of summer events, if it's possible. But one of those is going to be in Kotka, and I heard that Meripäivät has been cancelled, maybe.
Yes.
But that on that Saturday, the 31st of July, maybe, then there should be this, it's a picnic sort of thing, maybe, together with Vausti. So you can come and if it's for members and their friends and AVEX. So you can just, if you know someone who's also our member, or not our member, but part of Engineers Union anyway. So it's like free for everyone, and you can just come there and pick up the food with a takeaway bag, and also something else available. And yeah, hopefully, and I will be there too, hopefully, if it's going to happen.
Yeah, let's hope it happens.
Yeah.
This is a great segue into just to finish up things here in the stream. Give us your future events of your organization. What's happening next in this couple of months, coming year? What's happening with your organization? Starting with Häll, you can give a...
Well, okay, so IGDA Helsinki is going. We just had our last event. We're going on summer vacation, so nothing. But IGDA Finland still is around. If you want to reach us, you can always reach us. But there's still some events going around in different hubs. But the big thing is that we're starting, like I mentioned, there's going to be 2 new hubs. We're working on that, and we've started the 3rd digital hub, and we're making. I'm actually not sure if I should say this yet or not, but we are. Well, let's just say that DigiHub is making a project that will come out in the autumn, and it has something to do with the Finnish game industry, and I think most of you will enjoy it when it comes out. So we're working hard on that, but that's not like that's what we're doing, but that won't show in a couple of months. But yeah, I guess just taking it easy this summer. Unfortunately, nothing super exciting.
Okay, good. At least a couple of barbecue events, hopefully, if things are okay in the corona weather. Yeah. Like
all hubs do some stuff, but like nothing officially, no biggies.
Yeah. Okay, how about Teemu? You mentioned some in the presentation, but please remind us.
Yeah, we have not quite sure about the order exact. There's a couple of events in summer. So we have the Jam Bike coming up. We have potentially the Jam coming up. Then we have the Pride Jam coming up as well in the summer. And then we're going to go to the autumn and late summer. And then there's going to be Assembly Game Jam and Pocket Jam and so on. So there's a lot of stuff coming up from us. If you're interested in being a volunteer in one of these events, please contact us or join our Discord and just like holler at the volunteers channel or something like that.
Yeah, you can message either Teemu or you can ask me. I'm also in the Finnish Game Jam organization as a community manager, so you can also ask me if the barrier of entry is too high to ask Teemu, so you can ask me. Yeah. I don't bite that much. Milla, what you said about the Kotka event, but what else?
Yeah, well, because we rely on these events lots. lots to the Union of Professional Engineers. So it means that our members are also welcome to 13 different summer events in the whole Finland. So there's lots of events coming, but yeah, you never know. And we're also planning to have some kind of live streams with our board members, and maybe some kind of YouTube thing going on. I'm not sure yet how it's going to be and happening, but hopefully it will happen. And we have some big plans, yes, but they're But if you want us to organize whatever, we just would like to do it.
Yeah, be in contact.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can we, Milla, mention about the esports?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna be working on student esports, like between the schools in autumn. Well, summer is a little difficult with schools, okay, for a certain reason. So yeah, that's unfortunate in the autumn. But like, if you want to think about it, autumn is only a couple of months away. Let's forget the summer. Let's focus on autumn. It's really, the summer is so short anyway in Finland. So
yeah, it's a couple months only. So it's,
a couple of days.
It's gonna be over quickly. Okay. I think 2.5 hours. It's pretty much a almost perfect point, the stopping point from the stream side of things. I think we can hop on to the Discord. We're gonna take a short break after this stream, and then we hop on to the Discord with all the speakers. Hopefully, if you can manage to join, Milla also, yes, if you find it.
I have to.
Okay.
I might not be able to be. I'll hop in quickly, but I can't stay for very long.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I can't be there because I need to leave.
Yes, good. Yes, okay. So, thanks for everyone watching and who has watched. Thanks for all the speakers, the talkers. Yes, to our talkers. Yes, thanks for Milla.
Did you?
Great having you here.
Yeah, you froze up.
Yeah. Some short internet issues there, but yeah, I think that was good point to solve this.
Yes.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you very much for everyone who's.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. Thank you for people watching, and thank you if this is going to stay upline. If people watch this later on, thank you for that as well. This has been fun.
Yes.
It's always fun to see you guys.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I have to press enter.